if we want to really understand what it means, Hod of Gevurah is recognizing the powers that are in us. Most people, they don't really understand or recognize the power that God gave them. Now, what does it really mean? Many times in a situation, we rather be weak than strong. Such as, I don't feel like dealing with this right now. I don't feel like dealing with this individual right now. I don't feel like now going into this discussion right now. Or whatever it is, and sometimes I just feel like covering my head with my blanket and not to deal with the situation. And it says, it's like as if I'd rather be weak right now. If I know that I have the power to deal with it, then I have to deal with it. Sometimes I kind of run or give up from the beginning. So it seems to us, in many times, that before we even started the battle, that we're too weak to even deal with it. But the reality, the truth is, that it's the complete opposite. That in all situations, I have to choose to be strong and not to be weak. The reality is that there is situations that I am weak. In many situations, I need to admit, so to say, or to realize, or to recognize that I have much more power in me than I think. And Hod, one of the ways of explaining or interpreting Hod comes from the word in Hebrew lehodot or hoda'ah. Hodaya means that not hodaya means that I thank, but hoda'ah means that I admit. I explained many times that when we wake up in the morning and we say modeh ani, modeh can be interpreted as I thank, but modeh also means I admit. Because in Hebrew lehodot means to admit. So Hod has in it also the root that will explain the word is that I'm admitting. Now, in many cases, when I have a challenge, the challenge looks much harder for me that I think I can't handle it. I see a certain challenge, and in my mind already, I say this is way too much for me to deal with. And in many cases, there will be a challenge or a situation in my life that I do feel weak, and I am weak. And here, I need to, again, use the power of admitting to admit. I'm too weak here. It's too hard for me. A lot of people, they have a situation that they have an ego. They don't want to say, I can't do this. It's too much for me. It's too big for me. I also need to admit also when I have weakness. But with that, I have to remember, in any way you're looking at it, that a person can never and should never give up. Because if Hashem put already a struggle in my life, He also gave me all the tools and all the ability to deal with it. In order for me to understand, whether you admit it or not, whether you agree with it or not, or maybe you are aware of it or not, we all have this hidden gevurah in us, this unbelievable strength that is not revealed to the outside. How do I reveal this hidden strength? Is when I thank the Kadosh Baruch Hu. When I thank the Kadosh Baruch Hu for everything that He gives me. And not only that, again, in English sometimes the teaching is hard, because in Hebrew, if this class would be right now in Hebrew, I would say, how do you reveal the hidden strength that you have in you? Al yadei shemodim lakadosh baruch Hu. By the fact that you modim. What's modim? I told you already. It can be thanking and it can be admitting.